Good afternoon and welcome to Hendricks Chapel. It's so great to see all of you here, and welcome to those of you that are joining us on live stream today. My name is Annie Laver and I am the university organist, and it is my great privilege to help organize these Malmgren concerts and the Music and Message series at Hendricks Chapel. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge with respect the Onondaga Nation, fire keepers of the Haudenosaunee, the indigenous people on whose ancestral lands Syracuse University now stands. Thank you for coming to this first Malmgren concert of the year, and actually this is the first time we've had a Malmgren concert since we had to shut down campus in March of 2020, so it's really wonderful to be in this space and to be welcoming guest artists again. We're grateful to Esther Malmgren, who was an alumna of this university, for the generous gift she gave to endow this series. These Malmgren concerts serve as special installments in our weekly Music and Message series, and they offer an opportunity to bring exceptional guest artists to campus to engage with our students and the wider community. Today's guests are members of the Mirror Visions Ensemble. This is a group that has championed the medium of art song for over 30 seasons. Mirror Visions Ensemble consists of a roster of musicians who are sent out around the country to perform themed programs. And today we are excited to welcome soprano Justine Aronson, baritone Misha Bouvier, tenor Scott Murphy, and pianist Grant Weenus to present a program titled This Land is Ours. This program explores the American experience through song. This is an event that is part of a larger residency for this group here on campus. These musicians will be coaching Setner students in master classes this week, and they will be providing feedback to Setner composers on their original art songs. So we're really excited that this program leads that residency off. But before we welcome our guests to the stage, I'd like to draw your attention to the back cover of your program, which includes details about our next Malmgren concert. Just so happens to be next week, same time, same place, Sunday afternoon at 4. We will be hosting the Dan Loomis Jazz Ensemble for a performance of Loomis's own jazz song cycle based on the biblical story of Job. It promises to be a really fascinating and exciting performance. I hope you'll all come back for that next week at 4. It's so wonderful to see you all here. It's so great to host live music in this space again, and I'm grateful that you came out on this rainy day, and we are in for a treat, I think. Please join me in welcoming the Mirror Visions Ensemble to the stage.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. shiny red roof of the little white house in Wellesley Heath. Suburbia, suburbia, our little spot, out of the hop of less than an hour by train. Suburbia, suburbia, soft in the spring, healthful in winter, saves us the bother of summers in May.
Ready-boo, so far, so automobile, ought to be Moby, so far, ever over debut, Everton over, skiddly-day, skiddly-ada, a Barbanel who bought a Barbanel buys a visa.
Suburbia, suburbia, parks for the kids, neighborly butchers, less than an hour by train. That morning sun says a good morning, have a good day, have a good morning, have a good day. In the city today, joy to your labors till you return, joy to your labors until you return to the little white, the little white house, to the little white house, to the little white house.
In Highland Park,
The little white house,
Michigan Falls,
the little white house, the little white house,
Shaker
the little white house, the little white house,
Beverly
the little white house, the little white house. Skiddle-a-day, Ratty-boo.
Your daddy come from real food, granddaddy from there too. And if they had their druthers, they'd make a gambling man out of you. Cause you is a gambler's child. Go sleepin', 'cause you is a gambler's child. Now gambling ain't no business. Gambling ain't no life, 'cause a gambler brings home sorrow to his children and to his wife. Boy, oh,
Could be Hastings Street or Lenox Avenue. Could it be 18th and Vine and still be true? Could be 5th and Mound. Could be Rampart. Could you pawn my watch? You pawned my heart. Could be you love me. Could be you don't. Might be that you'll come back. Might be that you'll come back. Like as not you won't. Hastings Street is weary, also Lenox Avenue. Any place is dreary without my watch and you. The grain makes everything smell fried. Trains all night, stopping at the silos. This is industry. This is sleep. The crust in your eyes as you sing to the dew-slick dandelions. It is a bowl of beans smashed with mustard. You are peeling a scab from your elbow, jeans holding at the knee. against the diesel. Convoying out of town.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello? Natural resources?
Hello!
Hello?
I found a deer, a baby deer. What should I do? What should I do?
Best to leave it alone.
But it doesn't move when I come near.
Fawns instinctively lie motionless, odorless and camouflaged, well hidden from the predator.
Predator! I don't know whether or not I'm making myself clear. I'm trying to help.
I understand.
Poor dear, it looks so helpless.
It doesn't need-
It needs a mother.
No, it
Another deer to feed it.
It doesn't need
It looks so
your...
hungry. What should I feed?
It doesn't
Look,
need,
I need your help.
Your help.
I would appreciate
I really must abbreviate this.
See here.
Yes.
Dear.
Yes, if anything, just coax it to lie down again. A fawn can fend for itself.
It's just I think that is well, I touched it,
What?
tried to pet it,
Oh.
I regret it, yes, but it looked so cute, but it looked so cute, but it looked so, yes, it looked so, just lying there,
Well,
with my hand,
there's
you
no
see.
need to fear.
Now I fear, oh
The
dear,
dear and
oh
mother bond is
dear,
strong.
the mother won't
I'm
come back
sure.
now.
So
You're
sure.
sure?
Sure, you've done
Absolutely
nothing wrong.
sure.
It's fine.
Just one thing more.
Yes.
Can I keep it?
What?
Just a week or so?
No!
Just a week or two?
Ma'am, is there anything more I can do for you? I really must be
But
going.
it looks so much like Bambi.
Rent the movie.
Such a cutie.
It's against the law.
Cutest thing you ever saw.
I see. But keeping them in captivity.
Such pretty eyes. Such pretty eyes.
I would advise you
Yes.
to get a dog or a cat.
Oh, I have several.
Then perhaps another.
The mother will return.
I'm certain.
So very much to learn.
Much too much.
Her dear and son.
If that is all.
And that is all about dear
That
and
is
son.
all.
And son.
As such.
Then I thank you.
Not at all.
But can I keep it?
Thank you very,
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 very, very.
very,
Very,
very
much.
much. Another good cowpuncher has gone to meet his fate. I hope he'll find his resting place within the Golden Gate, the Golden Gate.
Another place is vacant on the ranch of the XIT. Twill be hard to find another that's liked as well as he.
The first to die was Kid White.
A man both tough and brave.
But Charlie Rutledge makes the third to be sent to his grave.
Caused by a cow horse fallen while running after stock. 'Twas on the spring roundup, a place where death men mock.
He went forward one morning on a little circle through the hills.
He was gay and full of glee and free from earthly ills.
But when it came to finish up the work on which he went, well, nothing came back from him. His time on earth was spent.
'Twas as he rode the roundup, XIT turned back to the herd. Poor Charlie shoved him in again. His cutting horse he spurred. Poor Charlie reversed, he turned around. The poor horse the creature spied and turned and fell with him.
Before Charlie
His relations in Texas his face never more shall see.
But I hope they'll see his loved ones beyond in eternity.
I hope we'll meet his parents, we'll meet them face to face, and that they'll grasp him by the right hand.
At the shining throne, the shining throne, the shining throne of grace.
Must I leave the joyful dwelling, earth and sky and blushing dawn? Eerie voices are foretelling all is gone forever gone. Past my windows through the willows, tender breezes softly blow. Are you warning me, O billows, that the crystal fountains soaring on celestial gales. As my wings are growing stronger, shuddering I subdue my mirth, and I know that I no longer want to leave my love, my
Sing on there in the swan, oh, silent, bashful, and tender. I hear your notes, I hear your call, I come presently, I understand you. But a moment I linger, for the lustrous stars detained me. The star, my departing comrade. And detains me.
The rat men accused me of not liking stench, of not liking garbage, of not liking their squeals, of not liking to eat dirt. For days they argued, considering the question from every angle. Finally, they condemned me. You don't like stench, you don't like garbage, you don't like our squeals, you don't like to eat dirt.
stop and ask about a night I stayed there. I stayed there until dawn. I stayed there until dawn, despite the gossips, drinking the wine that comes from the mouth, or cutting the rose of bashfulness. We embraced like the limbs of the trees embrace over the stream. There were cups of cool wine. The north wind was our cup-bearer. Flowers offered us the aloes fragrance, reflections of floating lights, pointed like lances at the queerness of the river. There we stayed. Until the jewels of frost forced us to separate. The nightingale's song made me feel sadder still.
How can you tell an American? Has he any distinguishing flavor? Could you spot him on an elephant in a Turkestan, or see him on a raft 50 miles at sea, as you'd know a single leaf from the sassafras tree by its characteristic savor?
It isn't that he's short or tall. It isn't that he's round or flat. It isn't that he's civilized or has manners that appall, nor the head size of his hat.
No, it's just that he hates and eternally despises the policeman on his beat, or the judge at his assizes,
The sheriff with his warrants and the bureaucratic crew.
for the sole and simple reason that they tell him what to do.
And he insists on eating.
He insists on
He
drinking.
insists on reading.
He insists on thinking, free of governmental snooping and a governmental plan. And that's an American.
How can you tell an American? Has she any distinguishing notion? There's something in the essence of a good champagne that makes you certain sure you're not imbibing rain, and you won't succeed in growing an American dame on the opposite side of an ocean. It isn't that she's right or wrong.
It isn't that he's gay or grim.
It's only that authority repels him as a lad and never goes down with him.
It's just that she hates both the guts and the faces of the people who could order her and put her through her paces.
The assessor with his taxes or the colonel at review.
Or any fool official who could tell her what to do. And she won't go to heaven, and she won't go to hell, and she will not buy, and she will not sell. According to the precepts of a governmental plan, that's
can you tell an American?
How can you tell an
When
American?
it comes right down to cases.
When it comes right down to
Any
cases,
one virtue or
is there any
particular
one
vice,
virtue or
like a
particular
drinker's
vice,
whiskey or
like
a
a
gambler's
drinker's
vice,
whiskey or a
or stripping
gambler's
the
vice,
rights of
or
his
stripping
fellow
the
man?
rights of
That's
his fellow man that walks him among
It isn't that he's black or white.
It isn't that he works with tools. It's only that it takes away his appetite to live by a book of rules.
And it's just that she hates and she damns all the faces of any any mortal man who puts himself above his fellow creature.
And he'll hate the undertaker when at last he dies, if he hears a note of arrogance above him where he lies.
He does his own living,
He does his own dying,
does his loving,
hating,
Does his multiplying.
Without the supervision of a governmental plan.
and that's an
When gone the road to Sweet-a-thigh, hooroo, hooroo. When gone the road to Sweet-a-thigh, hooroo, hooroo. When gone the road to Sweet-a-thigh, a stick in my hand and a drop in my eye, a doleful damsel I despite, Johnny I hardly knew. With your guns and drums and drums and guns, hooroo, hooroo. With your guns and drums and drums and guns, hooroo, hooroo. With your guns and drums and guns and drums, the enemy nearly slew ye. Darling dear, you look so queer, Johnny, I'd hardly knew ye. Where are the eyes that look so mild, hooroo, hooroo? Where are the eyes that look so mild, hooroo, hooroo? Where are the eyes that looked so mild when my poor heart ye first beguiled? Why did you skedaddle from me and the child, Johnny, I hardly knew ye. With your guns and drums and drums and guns, hooroo, hooroo. With your guns and drums and drums and guns, hooroo, hooroo. With your guns and drums and guns and drums, the enemy nearly slew ye. Darling dear, you look so queer, Johnny, I hardly knew ye. Where are the legs that used to run, hooroo, hooroo? Where are the legs that used to run, hooroo, hooroo? Where are the legs that used to run before you left to carry a gun? Indeed, your dancing days are gone, Johnny, I hardly knew ye. You haven't an arm, you haven't a leg, hooroo, hooroo. You haven't an arm, you haven't a leg, hooroo, hooroo. You haven't an arm, you haven't an egg, you're an eyeless, boneless, chickenless egg. You'll have to go out on the streets to beg, Johnny, I hardly knew ye. With your guns and drums and drums and guns, hooroo, hooroo. and drums and drums and guns, hurrah, hurrah, with your guns and drums and guns and drums, the enemy nearly slew ye. Darling dear, you look so queer, Johnny, I hardly knew ye. They're rolling out the guns again, hurrah, hurrah. They're rolling out the guns again, hurrah, hurrah. They're rolling out the guns again, but they won't take back our sons again. No, they'll never take back our sons again. Johnny, I'm swearing to ye. With your guns and drums and drums and guns, hurrah, hurrah. With your guns and drums and guns and drums, hurrah, hurrah. With your guns and drums and guns and drums, the enemy nearly slew ye. Darling dear, you look so queer, Johnny, I hardly knew ye.
Sister Susie sewing in the kitchen on a singer. There's miles and miles of flannel on the floor and up the stairs. And Father says it's rotten getting mixed up with the cotton and sitting on the needles that she leaves upon the chairs. And should you knock at our street door, Ma whispers, come inside. And when you ask where Susie is, she says with loving pride,
Sister Susie sewing shirts for soldiers. Such skill at sewing shirts our shy young Sister Susie shows. Some soldiers send epistles, say they'd sooner sleep in thistles than the saucy soft short shirts for soldiers Sister Susie sews.
piles and piles and piles of shirts she sends out to the soldiers.
And sailors won't be jealous when they see them not at all.
And when we say her stitching has got all the soldiers itching,
she says our soldiers fight best with their backs against the walls. And little brother Gussie, he who lisps when he says yes, says,
"Where's the cotton gone from off my kite? Oh, I can guess."
Gillet throwing thirth our young fifth through the thoughs. From soldiers send epistles, say they sooner sleep in fizzles than the saucy soft for thirst for soldiers, sisters through the thoughs.
He forgot to tell you that our sister Susie's married, and when she isn't sewing shirts, she's sewing other things.
Then little sister Molly says, "Oh, sister's bought a dolly. She's making all the clothes for it with pretty bows and strings."
Says Susie, "Don't be silly," as she blushes and she sighs. Then Mother smiles and twinkles with a whisper in her eye. Sister Susie
still at sewing, shirts are shy on Sister Susie shows. Some soldiers send epistles, say they'd sooner sleep in thistles than the sussy socks or shirts for soldiers Sister Susie sews. Sister Susie sewing shirts for soldiers. Some skilled sewing shirts are shy on Sister Susie shows. Some soldiers send epistles, say they'd sooner sleep in thistles than the sussy socks or shirts for soldiers Sister Susie sews. Life is a book that we study. Some of its leaves breathe a sigh. There it was written, my body, that we must part, you and I. Nights are long since you went away. I think about you all through the day. My body, nobody quite so true. Miss your voice, the touch of your hand, just long to know that you understand. My body, your body misses you. Buddies through all of the gay days, buddies when something went wrong. I wait alone through the gray days, missing your smile and your song.
There were times that I felt I could easily melt from the first arms that happened along. But something within said I shouldn't begin, and that something wasn't far from wrong. I'm glad I waited for you. I mean, what else could I do? Yes, there were one or two I used to date with, but they always knew I used them to wait with. I always waited for you, but then my heart waited too. Yes, there were one or two I used to date with. I'm glad I waited for you. Yes, there were one or two I used to date with, but they always knew I used them to wait with.
Miss your voice, the touch of your hand, just long to know that you understand. My body,
always waited
my
for you.
body, your body misses
For you.
a cistern to put out fires, where on crystal night the synagogue burned. Turn us unto thee, O Lord. Then they built the apartment building, and we shall be turned, where on crystal light the synagogue burned. Renew our days as of old, before we fled our buildings near Mort cast, and we shall be turned. Then they brought the violin-making school. Renew our days as of old, before we fled, now varnished, just chisels and strings line the walls. They brought the violin-making school, and carved flame and Norway spruce, and varnished just chisels and strings line the walls. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. They carved flame and Norway spruce, where once they dug a cistern to put out fires. In this great city, where will I find one peaceful, pretty spot where noise is not? A bit of quiet, untouched by all the hectic riot, would help things a lot. Our temple's automatic science reveals our pace is acrobatic, life moves on wheels. Here's my admission, I haven't very much ambition for the mad existence of our times. Let's just be old-fashioned, let's just be lazy. The world's gone crazy, so stay in my arms. My most dear, come close, dear, don't be afraid to. My hands were made to shield you from alarms.
What's all the shooting for? Who are they rushing? Whom are they rooting for? Whom are they crushing? Forget them, or let them go dim and hazy. The world's gone crazy, so stay in my arms. Let's lie here, nearby here, midfield and daisy. The world's gone crazy, so stay in my arms. Well, millions of millions go wildly prancing. I'll be romancing a song of your charms. They dance a dance that kills, mad and defenseless. Such jumping jacks or jills, it's all so senseless. I love you. You love me. That much is plain, dear. The world's insane, dear. So stay in my arms. the graveyard's gone. Long time passing will have all the graveyards gone. Long time ago will have all the graveyards gone. Gone to flowers everyone. When will they ever look? When will they goes forth with the dawn as a lone bird soft winging so restlessly on. Afar all life's turrets and veils does it roam. In the wake of those echoes the heart calls home. Back with the night and enters some alien cage in its plight and tries to forget it has dreamed of the stars while it breaks on the sheltering
I shall make a song like your hair, gold woven with shadows green tinged, and I shall play with my song as my fingers might play with your hair deep in my heart. I shall play with my song of you gently. I shall laugh at its sensitive luster. I shall wrap my song in a blanket blue like your eyes are blue, with tiny flecks
this dead and leaden thing, then better far the hateful fret, the sting, better the wound forever seeking balm than this grey than this grey calm. Is this pain's surcease? Better far the ache, the long drawn, dreary day, the night's white wake, better the choking sigh, the sobbing breath, than passion's death. Than passion's death.
Joy, 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 shakes me like the wind that lifts a sail, like the wind that laughs through starward heights. Joy, 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 shakes me like the wind,
Like the rusty wind that laughs through starward heights. Joy, 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 shakes me like the wind that lifts a sail.
Shakes me like the sultan on rain-drenched trees, flashing with silver and green, flashing with silver and green. I abandoned myself, I abandoned myself, I abandoned myself.
I abandoned myself, I abandoned myself, abandoned myself to joy.
I sing and laugh, I sing
I
and
sing,
laugh.
laugh, I sing.
I laugh and sing, I laugh and sing.
Sing, laugh, sing.
I laugh and sing.
stumbled down a maze. Far too long. Bewildered. But now I sing joy, this joy shakes me like the wind that lifts a sail. Like the rustling wind that laughs through stormward lines. I abandon myself, I abandon myself,
I abandon myself.
I abandon myself, I abandon myself, abandon myself, abandon